Hey y'all, it's me again. Having dinner, thinking about a whole lot of stuff. And one thing that people don't talk about is ego. Have you, I'm not the only one that allowed my ego to steal from me and rob away things from me. You know, ego will be used in any way it possibly can. Ego can be for Satan's gain and for God's loss. Like, literally, I was reading, just when I post, I don't just read it from what I post. Like, I've really been studying on things and just seeing where I'm supposed to be going, and my assignments that I have been chosen. And one thing that I've noticed in certain situations, I have literally allowed my ego to rob me from my joy in so many ways. And I started from Philippians 4:8 earlier, and I should have kind of started from the beginning, but I guess that's the video that God wanted me to do. But as I was reading more, from the beginning again, I feel like my ego is kind of trying to take, let me put this into clarity. Again, I'm dealing with ego issues. When you are cleansing and becoming a whole brand new person, you are dealing with so many personal things on so many personal levels. It's not even about other people and what they do to you. Sometimes we kill our own selves by our minds and our ego. And I'm proud of the accomplishments. I was just listening, and this person said, what have you learned through this year? Man, oh man, I've learned to be, from being my worst self, I've learned to become my best self, and it takes nobody to be there with you to learn that best self. Taking ego out of situations gains you a whole lot more clarity. I have an assignment that I've been doing, that I've been chosen to do, and my ego, it hasn't taken a hold of it, but which is flesh. Ego is a flesh, so my flesh kind of comes in and it's like, I'm not doing the job assignment good enough, or I'm not fit for this position. That's something of ego, of Lord's standards. A woman of little faith, that you should not have little faith. So the biggest thing that I've learned this year that I can say is humbling my spirit a lot and kind of taking away ego. As I said, from washing of the feet when I thought I was holier than thou, didn't need to go to church, didn't need to do any of that. That was ego. When I felt like I didn't need to pray for this person, that was ego. And you really have to put aside ego in order to do God's full will. One thing I can never say, that even in scriptures, Jesus never had an ego, ever. I can't see one time that he had an ego. I seen one time that he had a blunt tongue when it needed to be, when it was a time for it. He showed his anger when it was time for it. And sometimes I was in the habit of just releasing anger, doing those types of things. So I believe before I'm walking into 2018, God is really working on me, humbling those spirits, And I have to read you Philippians 4:4 because he just gave it to me and I need to share it. Rejoice in the Lord always. Gladden yourselves in him. Again, I say rejoice. 5. Let all men know and perceive and recognize your unselfishness, your considerateness, your forbearing spirit, The Lord is near. He is coming soon. We have to humble ourselves, for our Father is coming soon. People are being attacked so much and through so much turmoil, through so much hatred, through so much drama, through so much negativity. Like, the enemy is throwing every dart he can try to throw at God's children. Even if it hurts, you still have to do his will, just as Jesus did. And I am so learning that. I want to get a little personal if I can. I got 10 minutes left. Dealing with ego, one thing that I can say, you know how a person outgrows your partner? I have literally outgrown my husband. For me to still consider him and say that he is my husband on paper, yes. But in my heart, spiritually, I don't have a husband anymore. And the reason why I can say I don't have a husband anymore is because I kind of threw my ego down. My ego was, no, we're going to do this. We're going to be together forever. And this is something that I'm going to endure. Don't hurt yourself because of paper, because of what people are going to perceive you as. Oh, you can outgrow a person. And I've been doing that. I made a video back in May, a Facebook video about me separating from my husband. And it is December. And I totally still feel that wholeheartedly. It might not physically look like it, but I still wholeheartedly feel that way. It's something that it wasn't allowing me to grow spiritually. I wasn't going to the levels that God needed me to go. I was lowering my standards, actually, for where God needed to me be. And since no one's watching this, no one might never watch it. So it might not make a difference, but this is a part of my journal that being a wife, I can honestly say I literally learned and outgrew my husband. And though we may have challenges still because we have a child involved, God is working all things out for me right now, even in those circumstances, even in those situations. I have to remain rejoiceful. I have to remain at peace. And I can honestly say that was one of my biggest challenges is dealing with the ego perception of, okay, I'm no longer married. What are people going to think? You know, like, I never really physically talked about it. You know, you guys hear me talk about what I want from a gentleman, but that's one of the reasons why. I'm not going to go into details, but I've endured a lot in the 15 years we've been together, you know, and I want to grow. It's time for me to really elevate my life and become all that God needs for me to be and to become. And if that takes me walking away from my husband, then that's something that I have to do. I can't allow my ego to sit. I have to go based on what my word is telling me and what my heart is telling me. I need to go. I need to be able to fully pray for people the way that I want to fully pray for them. You know, I don't want to have to always constantly anoint my house because of the spiritual warfare that I constantly endure. And it's time for me to be elevated to higher levels. That's something that I love. I always love from my heart. And when I love to the core. I can't help it. That's again, if you see throughout my videos, that's my journey. You know, it took hurt to really still love and still be able to endure it through pain and through suffering and through heartache. And I can honestly say 2017 has taught me still how to love, even when it hurts, even when it's painful. Still be a supportive person. I won't even say a supportive spouse, kind of still be a supportive person. because that's something that God is telling me to do. I do what he's telling me to do. If he tell me don't do it, I don't do it. I can't do it. But just think about, what has ego robbed you from? And again, my bestie is calling me right now. Can I hold that right now? I'll give her a call. These men are so good, girl. Okay. It's 9:44. I'll call her right back. I'm a December baby. I'm 2 days before Christmas. So all my ringtones are Christmassy. And again, it's sad to say, but my husband's ringtone for just about every Christmas since ringtones have been coming has been the Grinch. You know, he has been definitely much a Grinch, and I forgive him. You know, I can say I thank him now, but I forgive him for the hurt and the people who he has tried to keep out of my life. Like, you have someone like that, it takes a toll on you. And now I am ready to go all where God needs to take me, and to be able to support all of the people who I need to support, not who I want to, who I need to support, and just go free and be free. Today is the new moon, so my new moon desire is to really be free from negative thinking. You know, when you've been bounded by so much negative thinking from a person, it's time to be free from all of that negative thinking. And one thing I can say, my ego has done that. You know, it has allowed me to endure things that I didn't need to endure. Let me say that more frankly. I've endured a lot that I did not need to endure. And as the Lord tell me this time next year where I'm going to be, I don't know. He didn't say. But he said this time next year is going to be well worth it. Everything I've been praying and crying for and being obedient to and receiving directions to is going to definitely come. So 2018, there is no New Year's resolution. If you want something to be changed, you have to change it now. Pray about it first. And if God tells you it's time to change that, then by all means change that. I thank you, whoever watches it, whenever you guys watch it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching it. It's something that is my mission. And every video is going to get better and better. I haven't had time to really kind of decorate them like I was doing because I've been working so much kind of lately. You know, it's the holiday season. And when you work at retail, you're busy most of the holiday season. So, again, peace and blessings to each of you. And think about that while we have a new moon. What has ego robbed you from? And don't let it happen. Because why? The Lord is near, and he's coming. And when he comes, are you going to say you didn't do your job because of your ego? No. I cannot sit in the pits of hell because I did not do my job. I did not pray for someone because my spouse did not want me to pray for them. I did not support that person because my spouse did not want me to support that person. No. So, I'm going to say good night because it's 9:47, and I'm going to say peace and blessings to each and every last one of you. I love you, and keep God first, and everything else will follow. Your haters and everything else will fall back, and they'll laugh. Well, you'll laugh when they fall down, okay? Be good and gracious to each and every one of yourselves, okay? Bye.